Hi, ladies. Welcome to this live stream. I'm sorry for those of you who were waiting me on the other live stream. I'm not sure what happened with YouTube, but apparently it wasn't allowing me to go live. So I decided a new one. So thank you so much for joining me. I am excited to be with you here today. And today's live stream is about being the most attractive woman. Okay. This goes beyond superficial levels of attractiveness. I'm talking about how to use these concepts that I'm going to present to you today in a way that is going to help you attract your most ideal man and partner. And also, it's going to teach you how to be attractive to create your most ideal life. See, the way that I see this, it's very interesting. It represents the woman as a whole, and I'm going to share with you why certain women just tend to kind of have it all with ease, and the world just wants to give them what they want with ease, and why other women tend to struggle with it, right? They struggle in love, or they feel like, they've achieved a certain level of success, but they always have to be like in the hustle. It doesn't matter where they go, 6 figures, 7 figures, it doesn't matter, 8 figures, but it's like always kind of like on the grind. So if you want to change that energy to attract with ease and be the one that is attracting, like you are the one that's on the receiving end and things just flow to you, definitely make sure to watch this live stream and to be here with me today, because it's going to be a phenomenal training. And I invite you to subscribe to my channel as well. My name is Nicole. I'm a transformational love coach. I believe in the transformation and the power of love. And love for me comes from the soul. It comes from the whole. And I find that when we try to just access love or understand love just from the energy of the past or past experiences, or just from sometimes just a human point of view, we can hit walls, right? We do have an intrinsic knowledge and wisdom in us about how mystical love can really be. And at the same time, because it's not quote unquote, it's not quote unquote quantifiable, we can get lost in it, and then we can allow our triggers, pains, and wounds to speak in the name of love. And I find that to be a disastrous thing. And I pride myself, not pride, but I do my best to always speak from the soul when it comes to love, and to receive and channel a certain wisdom that comes through me around the energy of love, that is not just from the ego, from the personality, that can cause more pain or harm than good. So that's always my intention to you, to bring good, to bring light into the energy of love, to bring hope, to bring clarity and understanding, wisdom, and also structure to the energy of love. Before I became a love coach and I got into the self-development space, I first started as a motivational speaker. But before that, I am an engineer. I'm an industrial engineer, and I've always been fascinated by the idea of structure and processes. So the way that I explain things can seem sort of sometimes scientific to you, like, oh my God, is this really about love? But yes, it is, because I want you to see that love is truly tangible, that love can sustain you, that it supports your life, that it supports you moving forward, and that it's safe and good. And it feels good to really embrace love, because I find that once we understand something, that's when we are truly open to move forward with it. Like, love is truly stable. The energy of love is stable. It's only our ego that makes it unstable, right? It can brings us or put us in highs and lows, right? So that's not really the energy of love per se. That's more of the human or ego view on love. But the energy of love is what sustains all of this together, or all of our life. We are all infinitely loved. And I want you to really see that for yourself today. And this training is specifically guided for women, or people who identify themselves as feminine, who just want to be seen, who want to be loved. And my intention with this training today is that you feel attractive, you feel stable, confident, ready, and just allowing yourself to be witnessed, to be loved, to be cherished, because the energy of love is stable in your life. It's stabilized in your energy so that you're no longer protecting yourself from it or creating unconscious things with it that are not helping you or supporting you, but that you know how to connect with the energy of love and use it and transcend your life with it, if that makes sense. So for those of you who are joining, and if you know of any other person who was on the other live stream, please invite them over. Share this live stream with all of your girlfriends, female friends, people that you love in general, feminine friends that just want to be loved. And it's going to be amazing. I invite you to introduce yourself because I love to connect, right? I am a feminine woman. I am not feeling that well today, but I am committed to giving my all, to just go through this process with you. So if you can just be with me here today and share and connect, that will help. That will help give me energy. It will help me really give my best here, and give you even more. Just be more kind and generous with you and support you. So the more you connect with me, I will also know how to support you best. And I love to hear from you because the more I hear from you, the more I know how I can support you, because that's my vision and my mission in life, to help women and people all around the globe just to have the energy of love, because I know how important it is, right? So let's talk a little bit about the energy of what got me into this place in the first place, doing this work in the first place, and the energy of attractiveness. Most of you who don't know much about me and my work, my I grew up being basically told that I was ugly, right? Or not necessarily told, sometimes told, um, but I was informed from a very early age that I had a different type of beauty. And it's interesting because a lot of women that I know, I feel like we all sort of feel this way, right? I've grown up just going into bathrooms, like when I was in college, and just hearing women complain about their hair, complain about their eyelashes, complain about their legs, complain about their belly, complain about everything, and always saying, it's like, oh, you don't understand. My hair is this way. Oh no, my hips are this way. You don't understand it. Like, always some sort of critique around their bodies, or making something wrong about their bodies or different about it, where a lot of women can feel like they're not understood in regards to these topics of beauty. And it's because we have been sold the idea that there's something on the outside that we need to achieve when it comes to beauty, right? And then it just feels unattainable. It's like, if we are not there, then we are not hitting the mark, then we're not that kind of attractive. So the thing about this is that it makes us feel like we are not enough most of the time, or we have to be perfect to be considered good enough. How many of you relate to this, right? Can you respond? Can you share here, ladies? I totally invite you to respond, and just because I don't want to talk alone. But the thing about this is that that really affected me. And I feel like a lot of people don't admit how much it affects them, or it's kind of like an invisible, it's an invisible force that kind of drains your energy. It's kind of like a crux that you carry with you, or just this really, how when you have like the image of the angel and the devil, like it's that kind of energy. You're questioning yourself all the time. And so how about we just scratch that and we just stay connected with the angel, right? With the angel that is telling us, hey, you're lovable, you're beautiful. And that's what I mean, that life is truly supportive of your well-being and you embodying how beautiful you really are and how attractive you really are. So this energy of beauty and attractiveness it just goes back down deep to your soul. Okay, you don't want to dismiss physical beauty. You don't want to assume certain things about women who you think have it easy. I want to demystify those things to you, because it's my belief that as women, part of our journey is to learn how to have things easy, how to be attractive in a way where the attraction that you want from men just naturally comes to you. You want to attract your ideal man, it just naturally comes to you. You want to have your ideal life, it just naturally comes to you. That does not mean that you don't work on it. You do, okay? What I mean is that your energy, whatever process that you do to allow yourself to have that level of ease in your life, is a work that aligns you back to your truth, right, to harmony within your being. Okay, I believe that what makes us fight so much, or be in a struggle, or be in a hustle, or be on the grind, is that we've lost sense and understanding, deep soul of understanding of our femininity, and what that really means. So yesterday, I was sharing in the first sequence of these videos. The first one, this is the second one, and tomorrow we're going to have the third and last one, is that feminine energy, at a metaphysical level, is that we are light. We like to be seen. What does that mean? Is that we emanate so much life force, creative energy, right? Like we give birth, like life comes through us. We have a lot of life force in us, okay? That's why a lot of the times people who don't understand it can call us, oh, you're kind of like a lot, or you're too much, because we have so much bubbling energy coursing through our veins, through our being, okay? And it's something to be proud of, and it's something to recognize. Now, what happens when it comes to attractiveness is that we dim that light because of things that happened in the past. We started to notice the world around us that was telling us you're not that beautiful, or there's something wrong with your beauty, or you have to attain something on the outside to be considered beautiful. But that's the thing, though. That's just not how it works. When when you watch like the movie, like kind of like The Matrix, like you're taking one pill or the other. When you believe that others can dictate how beautiful you are, you're giving away your power, and you start becoming reactive to life. So today, I'm going to share with you what are some specific elements that are outside the norm that make a woman attractive, right? So that you can start to apply this in your love life. And you have further guidance of how working on your love life can really bring in tangible results in how you feel about yourself, and how confident you are, how the energy of confidence and attractiveness that you exude, and also how you can use this to make your life easier in general. Like you can make those millions easily, right? Because it's your right. You're not having to be on the hustle or on the grind like that. So we're going to start with feminine energy. Like I said, we are the light, and we are also an energy of community, of sisterhood. Okay. Yesterday, I was explaining how this energy of lack of sisterhood, where the system makes us feel like we need to compete with other women, kind of breaks us down. Okay. Because as feminine beings, we are meant to experience being held and truly cherished, and even feel protected. Okay, and have a sense of care for others too. We understand that all of us, each and every single woman, offers a unique light, and we all have a vastness within ourselves that is so magnetic, it's so beautiful. The thing is that instead of you having to watch on the outside to see what other woman is doing for you to feel safe, you have to fall in love with your own inner like vastness, right? And start to rock it and start to own it, because that's when you send out a very unique and magnetic, signal that's gonna bring to you the type of man that is just crazy in love with you. Your job is to fall madly in love with yourself. And I know that you hear this a lot, but I'm going to explain to you at a deeper level what that means, right? And I also want to address the elephant in the room. A lot of women and people in general tend to keep these topics of their love life in a private way. But here's what I observed. As I've studied consciousness for many years now, there is a state of consciousness that is legit called fear. And instead of that state of consciousness, the process of that fear is to isolate. We tend to isolate. And in that place, because we haven't really been giving a proper training on how to love ourselves, right? It seems like this big esoteric term, that what we do inside of that isolation, when it's ego-based, like fear is an ego creation, right? We can fester in our own wounds and fears about connection, about opening up, about intimacy, about letting ourselves be supported, by people that can actually support you. Okay, we have intimacy and trust issues. So my invitation, and I totally hear you, is that it's wise to know who to connect with. It is wise to know who to talk with about these things. You definitely do want to look out for somebody that's going to have your best interest at heart, right? That is not going to be played with your heart and your emotions, and that can really help you and help you move forward, right? Sometimes talking with your friends doesn't work, right? Because they have their own opinions, their own things that they're carrying with them that they can project it onto you. But in the case of working with a coach, you want to look, or a counselor, you want to look for somebody that can be objective and it can help you really live out your biggest dreams. And in order to do that, it's important that you learn to open up. Okay? So ladies, is this connecting? Because I haven't received like not one comment yet. And I can keep going. Like I said, I just want to hear from you. What is relevant? If you're connecting with this, I would really appreciate the courtesy. So with that being said, you want to really start looking at really understanding how to be attractive and what makes you attractive outside of the norm. Number one, okay, you want to really get that when you're trying to protect yourself at a conscious or a subconscious level, you're not like, you are protecting yourself to a point where you can be dimming your light. Okay? So the first step into becoming the most attractive person in the room, or just being the most attractive woman in general, is to start having and developing awareness. Okay? Practicing being honest with yourself. You want to look out for a way in which you can resolve these issues and these points of views in an effective way that is going to help you transcend, that is going to help you release them altogether. Okay? Many people have told me, Nicole, I've spoken about these things with a counselor for many years, but I still hold on to them. Okay? Or you might not say necessarily that you're holding on to them, but they affected you deeply to the point where they still kind of haunt you. Okay? Or you might say, I went for a Reiki session over there, or I went and I did this pranic healing thing over there. And you're kind of like touching different things, trying different things, but it's not gone. Okay? And you want it to be gone. Right? It's important. I do definitely recommend that you let yourself release it. You can release this, and to a moment where it doesn't, like, to the point where it doesn't no longer haunt you. Because I grew up being told that I was ugly, that a man was not going to want me, and all those different things, I had this real fear of intimacy, of opening up. All right. So what that looked like, and here's how I was protecting myself. I would like a guy. I remember I liked the guy for like 10 years. Okay. The guy didn't like me. I even saw him like rolling his eyes at me one time and still being like, oh my God, and carrying all these wounds and still kind of waiting in the wings, waiting for him to see me. I remember one day getting all dressed up and just totally rocking it. I used to dress like more in a masculine way before. But then I remember, getting the most amazing dress, like rocking my lipstick, like doing my hair. And him saying, like, Nicole is just one of the dudes in front of all of my girlfriends and all of the people that I loved. And I just remember feeling like it kind of broke my heart. I was like, oh my goodness, like, what is it going to change? So here's what was happening. I didn't understand that I was protecting myself. Okay? I was really protecting myself. I was not getting the attention that I wanted from men because I was protecting myself. On the outside, it looked like I was just not that attractive because that was the unconscious and the conscious belief that I had around it, but I felt victimized by it. Okay. So what would happen is that guys would sort of mock me or not ask me out or just see me as one of the guys. And that was like my pain point. That's what I used to cry about like late at night. And I used to focus on work. I used to focus on my career and getting degrees and just rocking it out in that sense. But in a way, I was doing it because
Bluetooth desconectado.
1 second.
Conectado a Bluetooth.
Sorry, ladies. This was not meant to happen. I've been having some tech issues, especially because of, you can call it Mercury retrograde or whatever. I have a different view on it. I find that when people start to agree with something, we create it even more and more and more and more. So anyways, that's another topic. But here's what was happening. I was victimized by feeling not attractive in a sense. And I'm not using the word victim in a derogative way. Like I felt horrified. I was like, why is it that guys are not noticing me? And at the same time, I was, I had good self-esteem in the sense that I would be like, okay, they don't like me, fine. I don't like them back, right? Like I was in that space. But here's the thing. I was still reacting. I was protecting myself. I figured this out later on. Okay. When I decided to choose myself and accept my beauty, I had to go inward within myself and be like, look, it's creating anxiety within me. It's not making me feel good. My parents and my family members are telling me that if I cut my hair, if I move into a more of an authentic route, nobody's gonna love you. I was literally hearing that, and I was like, look, I don't care. I'm gonna choose me. But then I did work. I did energetic work on myself and helping myself release these unconscious belief systems. And what was happening is that I allowed myself to release it, to release the pain, to open up to a different reality, and also to own my power around it. So the moment where I decided to cut my hair and I decided something for myself, that's when men started to show up. I decided I was going to choose myself, and that men were going to like me and choose me for it. All right. Now, because I made that choice, I started to see those results, and men started to come out of the woodwork and just start asking me out, taking me places, inviting me to travel with them. Like, ladies, I'm talking, it shifted. Okay, like it really shifted, like night and day difference. I spent over 10 years not being asked out in one single date to then having all of these results. But what happened is that I shifted from within. I had to learn how to work with my energy in such a way that and release those things effectively so that I could get the results. What happened on an energetic level is that I truly open up. Okay. So imagine trying to do that just in the past by just saying, you know what, I'm going to cut off my hair and whoever likes me, fine, and whoever doesn't, doesn't. But then you're not seeing results from it. If you're still not seeing results from doing a physical action, right? Maybe doing something on your hair, on your looks, or something. You're investing thousands of dollars on your look, and you're doing all these things, but still men are not noticing you. They're noticing your friends, or noticing other girlfriends, other women, or they may have cheated. Please understand that if you're doing something physical and it's not working, you're learning what to text to a guy, you're hiring matchmakers, and you're still not finding the person, it's because somewhere in your energy you are protecting yourself, okay, still. And you have to learn how to release this from your energy in an effective way. Talking about it sometimes is not enough. So you want to release that. That's the first thing that I want you to really get about this, because that's going to help you be more attractive. Why? Well, you know how men say that they love a woman that's confident? Like, this stuff gives you confidence, right? Because you're finally releasing the belief systems that you're not enough, right? You don't constantly have to hear that voice in the back of your mind. You will have mastery of that voice. You will know how to direct your energy in an effective way. You will not have doubts about yourself anymore, ever again. Okay? So this work is deep. It's worth it, right? Because I've seen that the women that are the most attractive are the women that have an energy that they are attractive, that they are lovable, that they are worthy, that they are enough. All right? So when a woman knows that, and the majority of her being knows that, okay, and her energy field knows that, men pick up on that energy. Men really do. Okay. If you are battling yourself and you don't know how to receive compliments, you're fighting yourself in that sense. You're feeling like guys are just going to choose your girlfriends, or men are going to be intimidated by your level of success. Believe it or not, those are still defense mechanisms and protection mechanisms that are going on for you. Please let me know if this is making sense to you, and how is this showing up in your love life. Okay. So this is huge. You're not a victim. You're just really good at protecting yourself. And underneath it all right? So we need to help you reprogram your energy, reprogram yourself to the moment where you trust yourself enough that you understand that love is safe, that love is stable, that love is good. And we also got to work on helping you really uh, truly understand how to use your intuition and connect with your intuition. Okay? That is an important quality of this work. If you don't work on your intuition, you can mix up fear, defense mechanisms with real truth and intuition. All right. So, how many of you kind of want me to go super kind of metaphysical on you, spiritual for a second? Spiritual, regardless of whatever belief system that you have. You know, if you believe in the highest good, then this is going to resonate. I really understand that what holds this all together is love. And we are all here, souls on a journey, learning how to love more. Okay? Learning how to love more. That could mean sharing our love, receiving love, giving love, doing an exchange of both. But we are here to perfect our capacity to love. The more we learn love, the energy of love, the more we make this world a better place. Okay? And the more we can give. So love is trustworthy. Just the simple fact that you're here on this planet and you're breathing and you're not questioning when you're going to breathe again demonstrate that there's an energy of trustworthiness from the universe. Okay? With our consciousness, whether it's a destructive or fearful consciousness, we can destroy aspects of our reality here. We can bring chaos. That's not the nature of our source. So what I've seen is that when a woman starts to protect herself fully, she starts to operate from this energy of her being alone and she can't trust. That is fear in action. And fear is still a destructive consciousness. It makes you isolate. All right. So building your intuition as a feminine being is one of the elements that is going to help you be more attractive. It's like opening up your channels of a higher wisdom, of receiving the protection that you really truly deserve. See, when you are disconnected from that and you are trying to go solo at life, okay, and live this hustle life, base life, you're trying to go solo at life. So when the universe, God, your source, your angels wants to share with you, hey, sweetie, Erica, Monique, like, honestly, you shouldn't date this guy. This guy has ill intentions towards you. Or, hey, love, sweetie, like the fact that you are feeling rejected is not because you're not beautiful, it's because you're holding that within your being. Let us help you. You're not hearing that, okay? Intuition is an energy of connection. Intuition is an energy of trust. Intuition is an energy of relationship. We're all one, if that makes sense. Okay? We're all one. So when you can really understand that in order for you to thrive as a woman, you have to be connected, meaning you have to have the willingness to be open. Okay? First, open to the highest truth to be sustained by life. All right? When you are in that energy, and you have the willingness to reach your hand up and be like, okay, God, universe, source, like angels, enlightened beings, enlightened masters, like help me out. Okay, I'm willing to be in relationship with you in a positive, thriving, successful relationship with you, and you're willing to hear the guidance that you receive. Okay, that's when you start to be more magnetic, meaning this is how this principle helps you attract the one with ease, attract your ideal man with ease, because you're so confident first and foremost in your source, right? And in yourself, because yay, like you are the one that's patting yourself in the back and you're willing to listen and willing to open up. Okay? So the first, it's like you will not be guided in the wrong way. What I see that is affecting your life and you being an attractive woman and therefore creating hardship in your life is the fact that you're trying to operate solo. You might say, I trust God, I trust the universe. Yeah, but I'm sorry, so funny, but look at how my eyes went like this. Because if you can actually open up to more, if there's, it doesn't matter if you reach a certain level of success in your career, in your business, if it was through hardship, if it's still through hardship, if you feel like you can't let down, you can't stop working, right? Or maybe you reach to a point where you're comfortable there, but it's not, things are working, but things are not necessarily flowing in your love life, right? Somewhere we can still learn how to open up more and learn how to build true effective communication with the universe and also have the willingness to listen and to implement what God, life, the universe is telling you. Okay, so I'm not going to be against my source. I'm not going to be fighting with my source. If I come from the source, right, I'm an emanation of it, and I can create. I mean, in the image and likeness of the universe, I can create. But here's the thing: creative energy is not hustle. Creative energy is not you trying to protect yourself. Creating energy is not you feeling rejected and carrying that energy with you, okay? Men sort of feel that energy. I'm not saying that a guy's not gonna like be interested in you if you have these things. I'm not talking about that, okay? Like you can attract love. What you want to do is that you want to work on yourself enough so where that energy isn't carrying you, okay? And this training is about how to be the most attractive woman. I'm talking to an ambitious woman that truly wants the best out of her life, wants the best out of her life. She wants it all, okay? And she's willing to do the work to be there, okay? So actually doing this work will move things for you from like hustle to easy, to hard work, to hardship, to easy, to deservedness, to flow, where people recognize your work too. You know it, but others recognize it. So as I said, the number one point you want to look at is really understand is that life is not against you, okay? If you are not seeing the results that you want and you're doing physical things like working on your looks, like downloading dating apps, learning what to text to a guy, and you're not getting the results that you want, you're still meeting a certain specific type of man, or you're feeling rejected, or you're feeling not noticed, or misunderstood, or men are intimidated by you, whatever the case might be, it's because you're protecting yourself, number one, and you need to learn how to release that energy for your good, okay? Really release it. So that is number one step. Is this resonating with everybody? Please let me know, because this is really important. What that means is that you're really powerful, okay? Powerful to the point where you're protecting yourself from having the very thing that you want. And why is that? Because you've made a lot of these things, they're very real for you, okay? I'm not saying that you've made it, they are very real for you. So whatever is real for you, you will recreate, or you will not, I don't want to use the word create. You will reflect it back in your reality. You will re-energize. Okay? So that's one thing. You have to learn how to release these things effectively. How? Well, a lot of you know about my point on this. There is this process called energy clearing. I do a lot of it. It has worked tremendously in my life because it mainly moves energy from your being. Uh, for many people, talking about things is not enough because actually emotions are stronger than words, okay? And emotions have a physical mass to them. So you have cellular memory, you have things that you hold on. Honestly, truthfully, you can hold it on not just in your body, but you can hold it up in your soul too. When I do this work, I can see it in people. I can tell you where you're storing an energy, okay? So it's subconscious, it's unconscious, but people do this. Why? Because we have not been taught how to effectively do this, right? So if you're stubborn about it, etc., it just means that you might have it in several places in your energy. Okay, so that's why I said sometimes you might have done a Reiki session, you might have done a pranic healing session, and the healer might have even told you, "Oh, that's it, it's cleared." Believe me, I've had people tell me that, but it wasn't. It wasn't really fully, especially when it comes to love. It requires an energy of commitment, right? Because it's like you're doing kind of like emotional surgery on your very core. Okay? So it's about releasing it, helping you release the places where you felt unwanted, not attractive, rejected. You've been hearing all these messages consistently, like all of your life, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, or more, or 20 something, like it's a lot. So you want to release this. It requires first your commitment, okay? Then it requires your decision. You have to make a decision that you're going to shift this. And that decision needs to be rooted in self-love, okay? And a decision of the future that you want to have with yourself. If you're going to be like, yes, but no, but let me try this or something, please understand that it that's an attack on your self-love, all right? Like, that's just how I see it. Somewhere you're not owning your self-love yet. You're letting the pain that you experience in love or maybe with your parents sabotage you from having love. You are robbing yourself of opportunity. If you're not ready, that's fine for it. Trust yourself when you will be ready, but at least have the honesty with yourself about it. Hey, I'm not ready to do this. That's fine. When you're honest, you're in a more empowered route where it's going to help you move forward. But if you lie to yourself about it, you're just kind of trying things. It's kind of like not taking yourself seriously, honestly, and disrespecting yourself, in my opinion. You want to be honest with yourself, okay? So that is gonna, because if you're not making that decision, okay, and you're just trying something, but you're not giving it your all, you're not clear about the vision. Somewhere you're still gonna be blaming somebody, okay? In your in your field of energy, you're kind of holding the energy of a victim because you are still making another person responsible for your results. Okay, you're still not choosing to trust the universe, and you're still not choosing to give yourself the freedom, the peace, the harmony that you truly deserve being cherished. You haven't made that choice yet. So, and the reason why you might not be doing it is because of your mind, is because of the ego, the fear, the isolation. You see? The fear is very tempting. It will be like, no, you shouldn't do this because of this. I'm going to get hurt. All of those things are the things that you need to clear and you need to release. Okay? Because if you believe them, you re energize them and you create them in your reality, right? And you create this sort of catch 22 for yourself. Please see that in this training, I'm not telling you, like I'm showing up and telling you, hey, you're capable. You're a powerful woman, right? And we play these games specifically in the area of love where we cheat ourselves of what we want because we haven't been taught how to really sustain the energy of power in this area. We might have been taught to sustain the energy of control and being domineering. Maybe, who knows, right? Or treating love as a business. But the skill set that you require in love is not the same that you require in business. Yes, you need to have, if you're an entrepreneur, you need to have that commitment to yourself, right? You need to have those things that kind of hold you together. That's important. And you have to believe in it and you have to never quit. But also you need to learn how to be open, how to be vulnerable, how to learn how to let go, how to be soft. So it requires a different skill set. That is where the difference comes in, and you have to have the willingness to implement it, okay? And let yourself be supported. So I already gave you 2 points, okay? To be the most attractive, well, I actually gave you the main one, like the first one, which is to really learn how to stop, you got to stop protecting yourself. You have to clear these beliefs. What are some specific beliefs that a lot of women hold? And you can write this down. Love is going to hurt. I'm going to experience pain. I'm going to be betrayed. I can't trust people. That's an incorrect and an inaccurate belief. You have to learn how to trust yourself. Okay, and this is where you build the intuition, right? And you clear and you open up your channels to be able to know what is true and what is falsehood. You let yourself be held by life, and I promise you, the universe will tell you for sure if a guy or a man is good for you, or it will straight up talk to you and tell you, hey, you are the one that's getting in your own way. You need to do this. And if God, the universe tells you, do this, clear this, release this, you follow along. Okay? You know that phrase, or not, that passage in the Bible that says faith without works is dead. So you see all the times where God instructed his people to do things even though it looks or felt crazy, like, or it was just like at odd times of the day or the night. When you believe, you will see what you want, right? You have to have that faith. You need to have that higher energy activated in you, okay? That is going to build, second of all, it's going to build incredible self-trust, right? And when you trust yourself, here's what happens. When you release these beliefs and you build your intuition, you are not going to be dimming your light anymore. You're going to shine brighter. You're going to open up, okay? So what that does energetically is that your channels are opening up, channels of attraction, of love, of receiving. All of those places in your energy are going to open up, right? You're telling all of those exes to get out, to disappear from your life. All those phantoms from your being, they're going out, right? You're clearing up space, you're decluttering, and you're saying, I'm open for this, okay? When you are really connected with your intuition, Ladies, it's a crazy thing. I had the first time where I started to do this work like for real and deepen my intuition. I went to a restaurant and immediately I don't really like all people, to be very honest. Like I'm very like jovial, like very like loving. And immediately the owner of the restaurant was like, let me introduce you to this person. And I just immediately felt like I do not like this person. Like I felt like this shock of my energy. My energy was so open, so blissful because I felt so supported. How many of you want to feel so supported, right? By life, by God, by the universe, by life. You just want to feel held. You relax. So when I was in that energy, I was like, wait, something about this guy's energy, it seems off. And I kid you not, I heard this voice, loud voice. It was actually kind of like eerie for a second. It said, he wants to hack you. And my immediate reaction was like, hack? Okay, see how the ego kicking in? I was like, hack? Where did that voice come from? What is this? Hack? And the guy seemed lovely, okay? Like he's like, hi, we should meet you. And this owner, she's like, oh, she has this, business, etc. You guys should meet. And he's like, can I look at your website? Can I look at? And I was like, So I called forth Archangel Michael and I was like, protect me. I'm not going to hide my website, And I shared the website and he starts to tell me, I kid you not, 2 minutes in, it's like, I just love life. I just love hacking life. And I was like, what? And he was like, I love hacking life. And I was like, are you a hacker? And he's like, are you a hacker? And he's like, well, I know people who do it professionally, but I do it occasionally. And I was like, I'm done. I'm legit done. But because that was one of the most obvious experiences that I've had in that case. But when you are holding on to your fear, I want you to see how fear is counterintuitive. When you hold on to that fear, that's when you feel like you can't trust people because you're not even trusting yourself and you're dimming this light, like diminishing your own view of yourself, being like, I'm not maybe capable of understanding these things. I don't understand how it's so bamboozled. Look, even you lying to yourself was you trying to protect yourself and try to control a situation because somewhere you were believing in lack. Okay? So I want you to see this. It's you versus you. It's not you versus the guys or the men, etc. No. Right? You've got to really master yourself. What's going on your inner kind of like dominion. You have to be your own master. Like you have to master yourself. Okay? So that is one point that I wanted to bring up for you today. I wanted to know, ladies, outside of what I just shared already, what is like, or based on what I was sharing, what is truly connecting with you? Okay. So I said that I was going to share with you some points of views that are quite different regarding being attractive. So I wanted to start sharing them with you right now. I have some points that I wrote down here that are really important. Fear of what people will think of you is one of them, right? Fear of what people will think of you is one of them. When you fear what people will think of you and you decide to protect yourself to the point where you turn off your light or you keep the love that you want at a distance, that's one thing that's going to stop you from being like attractive. I remember one quote from Marianne Williamson at an event that I went that she hosted that was really, I did the online training where she was talking about, being your goddess self. And she said, don't expect to know, for a man to know that you're all that when you're not even showing him that in the beginning, right? You're not showing up in your most confident self. You're waiting for him to show up without you showing up at all in yourself, right? Closed off. So you got to be the energy. The feminine energy is an energy about being, okay? You have to stop worrying about your girlfriends or other women around you. You can learn from them in ways, or you can look for help in regards to this arena, because sometimes what I see is not because a woman, like men reach out to her consistently when you're going out with them in bars, etc. It does not necessarily mean that she has the world's best self-esteem, okay? Why? Because some women are very good at attracting at a sexual level or they can have a physical attraction thing going on, but then she needs to build up her own self-esteem and inner confidence and master herself in a different angle. She needs to address her emotional triggers or places where she might not feel good enough on the inside. All right. So as I said, I always recommend to work with a professional, somebody that you trust, somebody who's going to help you, not just at a mental level to address this. You do not access love at the level of your mind. That does not happen. Love is not a mind thing. Okay. So trying to solve your love life just at the mind level in many cases, if you want a real level of passion and intimacy, it depends on the person, but it's like I strongly recommend for you to do it at the level of your soul if you want something like super rich and wild and amazing, and at the level of your heart as well, right? You want to have the whole trifecta going on very well for you. So I'm going to give you, it's like, for me, my definition of fear, like reactive energy, being reactive in love, is letting fear or another survival lack energy secretly run the show in your love life, and therefore observing men not choosing you, etc. So, but not knowing that you are part of that creation yourself. So examples of reactive energy are trying to be masculine or talking in a masculine way with men. Okay. Downplaying your looks or attributes. And then, your emotional attributes or physical attributes, you're downplaying them. You're trying to hide. It's a form of shutting down your light. You want to bring in a lot of attention to you because of a specific fear that you have around it. When you deflect compliments. For example, today I was at a store and I was at the mall and I was just walking by and I heard somebody giving a compliment to a woman, and they were like, "Oh my God, you're so skinny," but like they were like, like you're super skinny, and she was like, I could be skinnier. I could be skinnier. Like that's just how she said it. So, who knows what was going on there? But I've seen many examples where people will give you a compliment and you don't know how to receive it. Okay, deflecting compliments, feeling like no success that you achieve is enough, that you always have to be going harder for something. Or ladies, many of you are very conscious, very sweet, very loving, right? And somehow you're not conscious that you don't give yourself the props, the recognition, and the celebration that you need, right? It's just not conscious for you, when that could be part of your own salvation and healing transformation. So you want to be able to recognize yourself in order for others to recognize you. To do that, you might have to clear beliefs about it being cocky, about it being egotistical. It's not. You have to recognize who you are. You must love yourself, right? That's very important as an act of self-love, not by trying to be superior than people, right? So waiting for a man to notice you while you are keeping an emotional or physical wall, okay? So that is huge. You can't, waiting energy is one of the most weird energies there are, that slows down your manifestation of bringing in the one. And it's actually one of, can't exclusively, but I've noticed a lot of that energy in the last couple of weeks, where it's just, when you're waiting, you are not trusting yourself fully, okay? Or you're not fully in your power. Why? You want to be able to move from reactive energy to being in your power. But you constantly hear comments about being in your power, and it just sounds so big. And you're like, what does that even mean? Well, I teach this inside of my program, Stepping into Your Power. I like a lot of Dr. Hawkins explains a lot about maps of consciousness. He used to explain about this a lot. So there are reactive energies in life where you use force, control, okay? And society will have you think that when you are in control and you're doing all these things and kind of bulldozing your way through life, it's a form of power. For women, it's not. It's not. It's a form of fear. It's fearing action. And it doesn't translate into like a really kind of sexy, attractive woman or feminine being, right? It shows up as domineering, kind of being motherly with a man. It's an energy of lack of trust, okay? So I had to work a lot on my energy of control, but it was a personal thing, like as I grew up feeling like I needed to defend myself from my the comments that I was receiving at home, as I explained at the beginning. So we want to really look at this because power is an energy of creation. You have to transcend your energy from being reactive, which affects how how attractive you feel, how others notice you. I kid you not, that I promise you, ladies, the fact that men are not noticing you or something of those lines, it's not because you're not attractive. Every woman is absolutely attractive. It's just that you haven't fully owned it to the deepest part of your being. So this work is actually having the willingness to own it. The feminine is a metaphysical, and like in a metaphysical energy, it's like we are attractive. We are like magnets. We bring things to us, right? Like men get to work and just show up and be there for us, and they feel like they're winning in life when they do it and when they get our attention. And that's not an egotistical thing. It's just that we have to learn how to own that magnetism and that attractiveness within us to the deepest part of our soul. I want you to see that when you own this, when you let yourself learn how to work on your attractiveness, even to the point of your soul, your energy is so relaxed and it's so inviting that jealousy does not kick in your relationship. You're not trying to control your man or your partner, right? You trust yourself. You understand what a goddess you really are, right? So you're just manly and richly in love with yourself. And you understand that you are the universe, you are the oasis, and of course, your man wants to be there with you. Imagine what that feels like for a man, okay? The issue is, one of the issues that's going on here is it's easy to see it's just that men are players, whatever. That's not the truth. Part of the issue is that a lot of women are not owning what goddesses they really are at the level of their soul. They haven't really learned to truly enjoy the vastness within their being and their own magic. They're not at peace fully with themselves and just being like, hey, look at me. This is my crown. This is my kingdom. This is me. This is my queendom, right? Like, this is me. This is the land of me. And that's where I want to help you be at, because it's just reprogramming a lot of the fear that was instructed within us. Okay? So I really want you to really start to pick up on this, because the energy of power is very different. The energy of power, and when you look at those consciousness, requires you moving into a consistent state of energy, of courage, of trust, of peace, of neutrality, of no longer blaming, or making the man responsible coming to you, or pointing the fingers at God and the universe, or waiting for God to show up for you and to bring you the one. Look, if you're feeling sad, lonely, depressed, and you're waiting for God to bring you the one, God is asking you to work yourself too, because you don't have to get to a point where you are being reactive. In the point where you are dimming your own light, for the point where you're like, getting so down on this. It means that if you are holding on to energies of depression and all those things, it's like we need to shift the point of view. We all know this, but it's not easier said than done. I know that it's easier said than done. So I would never be the coach to tell you like just change attitude or just be positive. That's not in me. Whoever works with me knows that I understand that we can stay in those places of fear, of anxiety, of loneliness. And I actually take my time to help you come out of there, but not just through words. I actually, like I said, these emotions have a max. So I help you lift them from your energy. And you no longer start feeling that weight. You start feeling lighter, you see, more light. And you start feeling more playful with life. And you start to create a new reality, because like these energies are bringing you down instead of moving you upward to create. So, I've been on the receiving end of just somebody telling me like receive it, or you're being a victim. I would never do that. I would never do that to you. I know how awful it felt for me to receive that, but I also had the dedication to really work on myself, and that's why my programs, I take the time and I work with my clients diligently, and I pay attention, and I go very deep with them to help them release the core of whatever's bringing them down, or obstructing their view, or making them feel heavy or confused. I will help you through it all. Like all the heartache, I will be there for you. So I'm very consistent, and I want to support you in that sense. So I wanted to bring you some, being in your power, it means to transcend reactive and fearful behavior that dims your light, and centering yourself in creative energy, life force energy, connection energy. You're connected with life. You're receiving information from source. You're receiving information from life. You cooperate with the universe. You have a happy relationship with the universe. You have a supportive relationship with the universe. You're in partnership. You're a team. Okay. And you have the willingness to play with the energy and move forward and not carry your past as your armor or your sabotage weapon, right? You're not carrying it and kind of beating yourself with it all of the time. And just, I just want to help you to just be this super light being where you just trust yourself and you're creating magic in your life, right? Like you are centered, you're at peace, you're so at peace. And people try to sell you so many fear tactics when it comes to love, or they try to sell you a lot of, what's the word, settling, that I don't believe in. When we don't work on our love life, I find that we start kind of losing our life force, because we start, like, sometimes we can fall into this energy of a rut, but because we are just believing whatever the outside world is telling us, of a fearful nature. So people might try to tell you, don't dream that far, don't go that much, or don't ask for that much, because basically it scares them. Like, you have to understand that when you let yourself dream more, or let yourself have more things that kind of rock the boat for other people, they might try to stop you. Okay. So, hey, you might have really positive beliefs about love, but if you want more, there's nothing wrong with that. And I want you to really get that. And you should go for that more and never settle, because only you know how much love you want to experience in your life, right? So when you accept yourself, you can let yourself have it. If you have positive beliefs about love life, that's also good. So important, I wanted to bring up 3 points, and I normally go deeper with this in my clients, and tomorrow we will go deeper as well, and how to use this energy to, and how this energy can help you create and keep a man's heart forever, and how it's going to really bring in more ease to your life. Well, today I want to share with you some important elements of being in your power and being attractive, that are necessary for you to be attractive, for you to be in the energy of attraction and not repelling, or not blocking away, or not protecting yourself from, okay? That is clear. Like, there's a difference between being attractive and protecting yourself from something and repelling what you want, even though you want it, okay? I once, worked with somebody. She said, Nicole, I've been doing all the physical things to do. Like, I'm going out, I'm doing this, I'm doing the other. But when we looked at her energy, and I really mean this, she had this belief that she didn't want it. She could have never admitted that out loud. And when I actually said that to her, she scoffed. She was like, what? What? Have you seen me? Have you seen all that I've done? But it's like, look, you're trying to protect yourself in a really sneaky way. Once we started to clear the energy, weeks later, she was like, all of these things started to bubble up in her consciousness. And she was like, oh, I remember when I made that choice. It was too scary to have love as a kid. Oh my God, I felt so disappointed by this or the other. Your subconscious works in ways sometimes that it makes you forget about things, because it's still trying to protect you, right? But you have to, like, one of the things that you have to have your mind, like, delete is to believe that it needs to protect itself from love, okay? You need to learn how to embody love and attract love for sure, and how to be in your power in regards to that. You just don't want to delete that belief. You also want to know how to create what's positive and what's good for you. So a key important element of on how do I say this? A key important element of being attractive and being in your power is you want to learn how to truly process your emotions, and flush what no longer serves you. Okay, so that is key. Uh, why? How does this have impact you in being attractive? It impacts you being a lot. How many of you have seen a friend or a girlfriend, or maybe this has been you, where you get a compliment, you're like, I don't look that good, or like somebody goes, you look great, and you're like, no, not that really. I need to work on my arms, or my try to look for really, like, interesting things. My shoulders, for example. I didn't used to like my feet, right? So I had this thing with feet. I couldn't wear flip flops or anything of that sort. I didn't want to look at my toes, none of that stuff. Until so people would compliment me on my feet, I would freak out. All right, I would freak out, and it was something that was quite, like, random for people. So that's one thing. And so you want to learn how to process your emotions in a way that works for you. A lot of women do not know how to process their emotions. They know how to feel bad about them. Okay. feel bad about themselves, feel not good about them, or sometimes when you look at the map of consciousness, I can't share my screen here, but when you look at the map of consciousness by the Dr. Hawkins, you see that there's like a scale, right, where you have, shame, guilt, you have apathy, right? So many people only know how to feel negative about their emotions, but those are the destructive energies, and they stay kind of stuck in that consciousness. And it's not a thought or an emotion per se. It's just you stay in that loop, if that makes sense. You stay in a loop. Oh, let me know if this is making sense, ladies. So this is huge, and I have this sneaky suspicion that people are commenting, but I'm not seeing it. So because I received a message while I was here, but it wasn't. I don't know when they're like, YouTube has been really weird today, but anyways, super blessings to YouTube. Like, God bless it. I'm grateful that I have this opportunity to be with you here today, and for my account too. So here's the thing. You only know how to stay in those places about your emotions, and that's why you can start to feel down, sad, lonely, anxious, depressed, right? Because you don't know how to effectively process them. You might get scared about your feelings and emotions, but I actually have a fun way to help you release those emotions and letting it stop running your life. One of my clients, Amber, she posted how I helped her move through those feelings, and like 4 months in, she attracted a man that is perfect for her, and it also helped her with her career. She attracted a promotion and something that was way more aligned with her because we removed those energies that were there. I helped her transcend that emotion in a healthy and in an effective way that would last, so that she wouldn't go back to that feeling or that emotion. And she released also the weight of those emotions carrying that she's been carrying with her in her body and in her energy. Okay. That's why sometimes I don't recommend just to talk about something, because depending on the person and how they grew up with and their own defense mechanisms, people can carry those moments or shocks in that happen during time that weigh their energy down. So just talking about it, but their body hasn't learned how to first let go of that emotion, right? How to stop recreating it, because somehow it's used to it. It feels like it's protecting you, even though it's not. So you want to find a way and a system that truly helps you do that. In the system that I do with my clients, I help them through first clearing, not just a specific emotion, but I help them really first identify the consciousness states that they've been operating under, how that has specifically showed up for them in their life, and I help them really clear it from all the different angles where it might be showing up for them. What they immediately feel is like, whew, a lot of energy has left their body, in the sense like that I was bogging them down, and now they actually have space to think and to create differently. They don't have like kind of like a mental fog anymore. They feel more electric, more creative, more magnetic, and things just start to quickly show up for them. And then I help them to truly embody the new energy and the higher consciousness of courage, of creativity, of trust, of peace, of joy, of love, that really helps them feel safe enough to receive and to move forward. They're moving out of survival into a really thriving area. Please know that you can be a very successful woman in your career while still holding on to survival energies and love. Okay? It can happen. So imagine what it would look like if you learned this in your love life, and then you can apply what you learned here in all areas of your life too. Because I've seen it. Like all of my clients tell me, Nicole, this has helped me with my career, has helped me with my, with everything that I'm doing, business, everything wise, because love is the basis of it all, right? So when you feel more lovable, you feel more worthy, you let yourself have more, you feel worthy of receiving and keeping and growing and accepting and just rocking out and feeling good about yourself and owning your own genius and creativity, right? So you know that you're special in a good way, right? So in a really soulful way, soul-based way. So that's one thing. You want to learn how to effectively process your emotions, and then you want to learn how to release them, kind of flush them out of your system. You want to actually, this is the second one. You want to actually flush and release these beliefs. There is this idea out there that you can't release these beliefs, that these thoughts are always going to be with you. That's I don't agree with that. You just need to have mastery over yourself and learn how to release these things at a like the debris, the energetic debris that you've been carrying with you for God knows how long, and then you want to release it because they're just not beliefs. They could be mental and emotional structures that you've created it somewhere, your inner child or your parts of yourself actually believe and that believe that keep you safe. But this is deeper than inner child work, okay? It's deeper than inner child work. I'm helping you heal things at the level of your soul. So things that are wearing you down and make you question yourself, you want to release that. Then you want to embody an energy. This is really going to make you so freaking attractive, okay? Like it's going to make you so freaking attractive. It's really learning how to take responsibility, but not just for your actions and thoughts and feelings and of your and actions of your life. It's responsibility is sexy, okay? Because oh no, okay, this was about to throw me out of the live stream. We don't want that. So responsibility is sexy. Why? Because responsibility is the tipping point and is the basis of all creative energy. Okay. When you're responsible, you stop reacting to life. Rather than reacting, you are responding to life. All right. And this is really key. When you stop blaming, okay, when you are not responsible, you're blaming something secretly. That's what you're doing. Or you're giving the responsibility to something else. You might giving it to the man. You might be giving it to like guys are just so superficial that they don't ever notice me. They don't notice a woman with brains like me. They don't notice a woman that's intelligent like me. Okay, no, that's your defense mechanism in action. Believe me, you won't meet the guys that are not going to treat you right or that are not going to appreciate a woman with brains or a woman, however you say it. You're going to mean it. Why? Not because men are that way. That's such a vast statement. It's because that's the energy that you're meeting. That's what you're believing, and that's what you're re-energizing. Okay. So once you release that belief and the judgment and the defensive or defense layer that you have around that, you're open to attract a different type of man that is going to see you and is going to love you for who you really are. Because you're going to be more accepting of yourself, and you're going to feel like at every level of your being, who you are is desirable and is attractive. Okay. Let me know if what I'm sharing with you is making sense in regards to this. Okay, so this is really important to really get. Okay, and the other aspect, because many people were asking me yesterday about what are the areas that I tend to help the women clear their energy from all of this. And number one, we are going to start to address it here because, in my opinion, it's very essential, and you will start to see why I do this clearing work in the first place. People can hold on to energy, number one, or they can pick up their parents' energies about love, about how lovable they are, whether they're good enough or not, from their parents, right? Because when you're a baby, you are basically looking at the world and you're like, how do I fit in? How do I get love? How do I get food? You're basically looking at the world and thinking mental pictures and recreating it, and you're learning how to fit in. Okay, so the people that you have the closest to you are your parents. And when you're a baby, you're super connected. You're super connected, right? You do not have those walls yet, and you can. How many of you have noticed is that a baby will suddenly start crying when somebody comes in, right? Or will be a certain way with a certain person, but not with another person. Babies can feel energy, okay? Like we are very connected to source. Many of you are familiar with Wayne Dyer's work. It's like when you're a baby, you're so connected. You're in that really high frequency of vibration of joy, of connectedness. You are connected, right? You're almost like in an energy of closeness and enlightenment. So it's just then you start picking up on the energy of your parents that learn how to fit in and learn shame and learn not being good enough, etc. If that was the case. So you pick that up, okay? And some of you might be walking around life being like, but I don't know why I feel this way, why I don't feel good enough, why I don't feel that attractive. You want to look at if you picked up part of your parents' energy, your mom's or your dad's energy, okay? Sometimes you're living up energy that is not your own. Okay, so you're not really free. You're not letting yourself be free because maybe your mom didn't let herself be free. Okay, or you said, I don't want to be like my mom ever, so you react to that. You make a decision there, and in that reaction, because you felt like, oh my God, my mom doesn't accept me or something to that effect, you're like, no one is going to accept me, so I'm going to shut down and I'm not going to let anyone see me. So you're creating a reality based in your relationship with your mom. So I do the clearings from helping you with what you've released from your mom, right? Like what you picked up from your mom, and what you reacted and the choices that you made based on your relationship with your mom and how your mom treated you, or how you experienced that your mom treated you, just to give you an example. The other aspect of this is we want to look at, and okay, I want to clarify, I want to make a disclaimer. Not everybody has all of this, but I want you to see the vastness and the depth in which I go with my clients, and I will immediately assess what is necessary for you to work on. I'm just giving you different elements from what I can pick up, not only intuitively, energetically, and what I pick up with my coaching. Okay, so I mix both the intuitive process of it and also the coaching, because I can pick up on the energy when I'm talking with you. Okay, so that because I've opened up my energy to be able to sense it if you and I are in a private or group coaching relationship, because I want to be able to truly help you. And some of these things are really unconscious, and I can pick up where it might come from, and you might see like, oh wow, yeah, I didn't remember that kind of thing. And mainly is because, like I said, if you trust the universe, normally what happens is like the angel of a person will show up, or will kind of guide me where to look at, or what to like ask you a question, because like I said, the universe actually wants to help you. I know this is gonna be woo for people, but I'm done. Like I talk with my angels. I love my angels. My angels have saved my life, and that's why I help my intuition. So I've seen that people have angels, like regardless of whatever belief system you have, like you have a support system of the highest good that wants to help you see you thrive, and you have a companion. So, or whatever you believe is your higher self, your intuition. I respect all of that. And it's just that you're going to be helped by the universe. So that's one angle in which I look at it. Okay. Number two, and I'm really grateful, and I'm humble about receiving the support from source. If you're interested in that sort of thing, like you're also meant to have it, like I want to help everybody be connected with their intuition, that they know the truth, that they are connected, and that they're not living reactive lives or fearful lives. That's my mission. So second, then you want to look at, how sometimes like the fear from generations of your ancestors can like show up in your DNA. I don't necessarily look at it as in DNA per se, but meaning I don't look at it in a physical terms of like helping you release it from your DNA, but I can pick up on the energy of what your maybe grandmother believed in, your grandmother believed in, and how that was like running through like your family line, okay? And how you might have picked up on it, right? And you might have been recreating it. I explained yesterday how I have this belief about, you know, when people of my color not being that attractive, not because I believed it, it was because my parents believed it, right? So I was fighting that energy, and I was like, oh, I felt sort of hopeless about it, about being considered attractive, not because I believed that I wasn't attractive. It was just because there was like this hopelessness that was running along the ancestry like line, okay? And I was just like, wait, no, I do not fit with this energy, and I had to release it, okay? Doing that sort of work helped clear so much for the past and the future in my family line. That was me taking responsibility, okay? Not taking something on, not letting it impact me and create like defeat, anger. Believe me, there was a lot of anger running through me. But I had to use it in a way where I was like, I'm going to clear all of this out, okay? Like, I got to release this. And like I said, this does not reflect upon everybody. I'm just giving you insights of why this work is important and how it can affect your emotional state today, and how it's showing up and sometimes affecting the results that you get. Why does this happen? You do not have to be carrying along other people's energy. You don't. But what you do need to learn, and what's your responsibility, is to learn how to have a powerful field and a powerful presence of energy. That is not a controlling energy. It means you're responsible for your life. You're not victimized by life, right? You learn how to really truly be in your power and use creative energy, and you feel the freedom running through your veins, and you've cleared all of that away. Okay? When you start showing up in that way, you will stop, your soul will stop like feeling fearful of life, fearful of things, and not believing that, like, because it doesn't believe that it can, it will you will stop basically taking on all the energy. But also, if your soul wants to take it on and wants to help, that's also a very generous choice that you might have made. So you want to just show up for it rather than be victimized or isolate, you know, further about it. But like I said, you have to be ready for it first, like totally honoring you and your process and your timeline, because this only works when you show up for yourself. So if you are in a place and time right now where you're like, hey, I'm tired about where I'm at. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. This sort of thing has been affecting my emotions, my emotional state. I've been doing everything that I know of, and it's not working. And I want crazy, amazing love, crazy, epic love. And hey, maybe I want to be a mom, or I want to have the most amazing family, or whatever. I'm not inflicting fear upon you. What I'm saying is you're willing to take responsibility for yourself. And what I'm saying to you is making total sense. Definitely take action upon that. You can definitely reach out to me to know how you and I can work together. I have some my two main programs. I will address them 4 or 5 minutes before we end this. So there's Step Into Your Power and Goddess of Love, where I help you truly be the most attractive version of yourself and be confident in yourself no matter what in your love life and attract the one. And really step into your power, helping you first release of those reactive energies. But it's just really important, okay? So it's just essential. It's essential. Nothing shifts until you are truly in your power, because there's just so much kind of victimized and powerless. I don't want to use the word victim. I don't like it, but it's kind of like powerless and confusion around love, right? Most people don't even understand, like, their energies can get so stuck when a relationship ends. They take it so personal. They're like, but what happened? And but I thought he was the one. And you can get so caught up with that, and then you start to not give up, but start to lose energy about it, because you feel like love is random. It's not random. It's a very conscious thing. You just have to be part of it and really become conscious about what is going on at a soul level, and really bring that energy here. Okay, I like saying, like, if you don't understand what's going on, you're going to be confused. But there's a way for you to truly understand this. Another angle that I help with my clients really clear this is soulmate energy. Okay, how many of you feel like you've met your soulmate? You have this extreme, powerful connection with somebody, and you're like, oh my God, he's the one, and it was so intense. Okay, but then it fizzled out, didn't work out. There was a lot of fights in it. Well, one of the things that I help heal with my clients is present karma that you might be creating, or whether you believe in past lives, or like if you believe that there's somebody is your soulmate, if you guys were destined to be together, right? There's something that you need to hash out. But a lot of people get creeped out, or not creeped out, but like freaked out at the energy of karma. They're like, but what is karma in the first place? Well, when you have unresolved reactive energies within you, right? Resentful, fear, hate, anger, frustration, guilt, you feel somebody let you down, and you let that energy fester in you, and you start waiting for some sort of resolution for the person, or from an apology for the person, or that's one angle of karma, right? So you as a soul, and I know I'm going deeper than expected here, but understand this. I'm a deep person. Love is a matter of the soul. So I'm never going to give you something really, really like that's just superficial. Like I can, it's important, right? I like going deep. So I'm a fish, like I'm a fishy after all, right? I'm a Pisces. So here's the thing. That's one angle of karma, okay? When you don't even know what could be holding you back. Or sometimes when you end a relationship, you got divorced or something, right? And you had like a vow till death do us part. And your soul is still hung up on that, okay? You might be carrying out some of that energy and bringing it out into your present moment. But if you work on releasing it and clearing it and letting it go, meaning it's finished business for you, truly at a soul level too, out of nowhere, doors start to open up for you on the physical reality in your physical realm, where you start to create a fresh new energy, where relationship starts to blossom in a different way. Like I said, it's not for everybody, but I'm sharing you the different angles of that. And that's why I said past life, present karma, whatever the case may be. Another thing is that people don't understand like soulmates, for example, fully. Soulmates can be just friends that are helping you here in this lifetime to truly maybe learn to love yourself more. But if you, because you don't understand things that well and you haven't worked on your intuition and your connection with source to really get it, you can be like, but I wanted to be that person. Well, not truly understanding that that soul's purpose in your life was to maybe kind of trigger you to a point where you decided to love yourself more. But at a soul level, you guys are even, right? That soul helped you, but you are still here like, oh, but you're still waiting for that person. So you see how I help you release these different types of energies. And you have stuff that happen in your reality, right? You have your chakras, you have I help a lot of women heal their feminine energy, not just through words, but helping them feel, release patterns, ideas, beliefs from their sacral chakra, from their different chakras and their different parts of their body, like not being accepted, feel like they need to protect themselves. All of those things I go in depth and I help you release, depending on what is important and what is necessary for you. And it's a really in-depth process where I help you release this because all of these things affect your magnetism. I have had clients be like, when I was growing up, I would see my parents cheating or something like that, or men cheating. So I decided to protect myself from men. And that was so unconscious in her that when she grew up, she would only see men not be attracted in her. But in reality, she was secretly protecting herself from being cheated on. Okay. So she had to release the belief that men were cheaters. And I helped her to release that. And then she attracted, this is not just one client, but I've helped her attract, and other clients too, attract a different reality. Okay. So I hope all of this is really resonating with you and that you've gotten a lot from this training. I really enjoyed doing this training with you. And tomorrow, I invite you to come back because I'm going to share with you how you can use all of this, your attractiveness, and how to connect with it in such a way that, and why it keeps a man's heart forever, right? Because you're in love with your own vastness and your own self. You're kind of full of yourself, but in a good way, in a soul way, right? Not in an ego way. And in that energy, you're very inviting, very magnetic, very attractive. And I'm sure all of you really want to know more about that. As I said, I do have my signature programs, Stepping to Your Power and Goddess of Love, that they work together or you can do separately. The first, and it's very in depth to helping you first release all the emotionality and helping you how to release your thing, like these things, so that you are in your power. And that's going to help you release and clear so many things for you. And then it's a series of intensives, that we're going to have on November, on January, on February, and on March. Okay. The first one starts February 24, and we're closing the doors to that program on the 18th. And then Goddess of Love starts next year. But it all works together, right? Where you work on releasing all of these things. You're being more responsible in your energy. You're releasing so much of this weight, energetic weight, and you're stepping into your power and you're learning how to channel these energies in a really healthy, productive, effective way for you. And you start feeling really good about yourself. You start having clarity. And specifically in stepping into your power, we're going to delve deep in regards to intuition, opening up your channels of connection with your source of the universe so that you can hear the truth, you can receive the truth. And that is going to be amazing because that's going to save you heartache. I promise to you, God, source, universe doesn't want to bring heartache your way. Doesn't want to bring you a drama-filled relationship. None of those things. It actually wants you to be happy. So if you are willing to release this energy of you need protecting yourself, but also learning how to be confident and opening up and building your own channels of communication with the universe. You might not hear a voice like I did in that time. Most of the times I just know things, or I can write them, or I can like see them. I'm clairvoyant, I'm clairsentient. I can just feel the energy. And I'm going to show you. It's going to work in a way that is aligned and perfect for you. Okay. And it's just going to be perfect and it's going to be fun. I remember when I started to open up with this, I remember that I received this message that I needed to watch the movie Jumanji, the recent one. And it was all about teamwork, right? And I really understood there to not doubt the power of the universe, and to not doubt the love, the immense love that the universe had for me and for others. Ladies, I have moments where I've prayed, God, universe, please help me help somebody know that they're deserving of love or truly embody it. And I don't know where I will just get a feeling like I should reach out to this person. And I reached out to this specific person, and the person was like, oh my God, I was just praying about wanting to know that I was fully deserving of love a couple of days ago. What that has, those experiences have brought me to tears, and it's the reason why I do this work, because I've gone from not feeling like I couldn't fully trust the universe to being all in the sense of like I've realized that we are all love. We are all meant to really kind of go back to love and learn how to love more, and whether it's learning how to love ourselves more, or learning how to love others. I remember one time I was in a meditation and I was asking about something totally like not mundane, but like, earth wise. Like, I need to do this, I need to do the other. And I just heard like this energy that just came to me loud and clear. And it said, Nicole, you need to learn how to love people unconditionally. It was like a slap in the face. It was just like a wake me up. And I realized, wow, I really need to improve my capacity to love and not have an armor around people in a way, or it's like my energy was used to getting let down. So what did I do in that meeting? I was like, okay, that means that I need to take better responsibility of this energy being let down in an effective way, not in an based way, not in a controlling way, not in a superior type of way. Just humble my heart and learn more about love, okay? From the universe, from God. Like, does that make sense? From life, learning that energy of love, that frequency of love, not from fear or from people who want to teach me fear. So I've always been very discerning about who I work with, for example, because I want to learn from people who know how to sometimes like put themselves aside or be servants of the work of like God, the universe, love, be servants of the highest energy of love, and they can really teach me truth, right, and clarity. And the testament of that is that it's going to work, right? You're going to feel safe. You're going to feel supported in it. Okay? Always, always, always. You're not going to be let down. So, stepping into your power, we will work and we'll delve deep into you releasing the blockages of lying to yourself, trying to protect yourself, and truly stepping into your power, to knowing that you have power in your love life. You have power, like not over love, but in love, right? And so that's going to help you feel safe. That's going to help you feel certain. That's going to help you feel attractive. And then we're going to be moving into really goddess of love, because you're stepping in with confidence. You can do either or both, right? I would love to connect with you, to share with you which one is going to be the best fit for you. And from there, we're moving into goddess of love, where you truly embody like how truly attractive, magnetic, or you're ready for love. You attract the one. Ladies, just doing this work with me, not like you can easily start to attract your man like before the year ends, by the holidays. Who knows? Because like the moment you start doing this work, the universe, because you're open up and you make that choice, the universe, like whenever your man is meant to come in, like this person can come in right away. I've worked with clients where halfway through the work, the man shows up, and that's great. That's great, because then we get to see in real life, in real time, what's showing up. What are the fears, right? Like that are kicking in, how the sabotage can kick in, the fear kicks in, and then I'm there to support you, and then you let yourself truly receive it, and you keep this for the rest of your life. So if you are interested to know about Goddess of Love, stepping into your power, and you want to know how can I support you in letting yourself truly be seen, be cherished, and step into your power in love, then I would love to connect with you. I have an assessment call. It's normally called my Attract Genuine Love It's my attract genuine love call. But for the moment being, like I'm thinking about changing the name to it, like become your most attractive self or something like that. I'm gonna put the link for you here. I have time and availability to talk with you tomorrow, and also on Thursday to see how I can best support you. I posted the link here. You can see it. It's Nicole Elisa. So that's Nicole um, ELISSA.me/man magnetism call. So the link is there. I'm just saying it for those of you who cannot see the link because we've had some mishaps today with technology. And the link is going to be below the description too. And it's an assessment call. It's a 30-minute, sometimes it can go up to 40-minute assessment call with me where we will connect. I'll be very honest with you. And I'll support you to my best capacity. And I'll let you know how I can best support you moving forward to do the book programs and what I can see going on for you, like any subconscious beliefs that I see going on for you. But it's going to give you that boost and it's going to show you how these two programs can help you. For the moment being, we're looking for the last members that want to choose to join Step Into Your Power Now. These programs are increasing in price. After, like, first of all, Goddess Step Into Your Power, the value of that program is $2,300 US. When I do it next year, if I do it next year, it will definitely increase because I'm going really deep, and normally these programs cost a lot more. But I was guided by the universe to do it at this price range to really have, like, for people to just open up for it fully. And I will be delighted to have you in it. And Goddess of Love will also be increasing. If you choose, even though Goddess of Love is starting next year, if you choose to enroll now, you are getting almost 30% off for joining. Okay, like it's a big deal, and I would love to have you at this rate, right? Because it's I'm just following the guidance that I'm receiving, and if you want to know more about it, about the price points, everything about the two of them, there is a special price point if you do both of them together. And I would love to have all these conversations with you now. Me inside of my business, we're going to be going through a lot of different changes next year. I used to do smaller programs. Now maybe having larger programs. I'm going to be focused on Goddess of Love next year for almost the entirety of it. And if you want to work with me through Goddess of Love group program or in a private way, let's talk about it right now because I'm going to be very focused with my clients next year in regards to this. So the opportunity to work with me basically moving into the next year, and next year is now, and to have those conversations with me is to have it now. So if you want to just attract the one for New Year's, have real love. Like I know how the holidays can really bring up or stir up a lot of feelings in you, and those are the moments, in my opinion, where you actually need to listen to what your heart wants and take yourself on. Because I promise you that working on this is going to reflect so much in your love life and in any other area of your life, because you're just going to feel so rich in love. All right. So ladies, do you have any questions? I posted the link there. I'm going to also add my email here if you want to send me an email. And let's see. Let's see. Okay, ladies, do you have any sorts of questions? How did you enjoy this? Because we went really deep today. I would love to hear from you. It's not feeling that good today, but actually having this conversation really energized me tremendously. So thank you. Ladies, are you there? I know that I haven't had a good I mean, if I come out of here, like, hopefully I haven't really missed any of your comments. I know that you've been here with me listening, but not sure if I'm not sure. Let's see. I'm adding my email right now. Ladies, do you have any comments? You enjoy this? What's your biggest takeaway? What's your biggest takeaway? That's my email right there, Nicole@NicoleElisa.com. All right, ladies. So if you don't have any comments, let me just see something here. Let me just test something out. Let me see. Okay, I don't think I'm seeing any comments, but I promise you, ladies, that I will respond if there were any comments that I'm not seeing. I'm sending you all the love in the world. For those of you who are really interested in stepping to your power and Goddess of Love, now is the time to talk with me. If the times that you're seeing there don't work for you, email me, okay? Don't be afraid to reach out. My email is Nicole, Nicole, at NicoleEliss.com. And I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay? I'm going to put the link for you to be able to get the reminder to get the last part of this training series and learn how to actually be attractive in every level of your being. It's just going to free you and it's going to help you keep the man's heart forever, right? Like the definition of real confidence. All right, ladies, it's been a pleasure. Take care. Please share it with your friends, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Let's see. And remember to leave your biggest takeaways and to follow this channel and share it with your girlfriends because I believe that every woman deserves to see this message. Take care.